It is your main man and it would return to you. Today, I'm going to be talking about Clan Gangrel for Vampire the Masquerade. Now you might ask yourself, why am I out in the middle of the daylight with just the window shades drawn to talk about Clan Gangrel? The answer is fortitude, because Clan Gangrel is, of all the clans, the most likely to push those barriers, to traverse through the great wastes of deserts, or try their luck a few moments after dawn in a heavily shaded forest. If their protean just isn't good enough, if they have to bury themselves under leaves, their fortitude may well be like rock. They may well be able to shrug off those rays of the sun longer than others. The Clan Gangrel have an instinctual tie to the animal world, to the beast within themselves. They transmogrify. The more they lose themselves to the beast, the more the beast owns them, and that is shown upon their countenance, upon their form. And that can be shown in many different forms. Traditionally, you're looking at a bat, at a wolf, at those characteristics which you later manifest through your own protean. However, there are other ways that can be changed. Perhaps you become more insect-like or more avian, more fish-like, perhaps becoming almost deep one-like in your appearance. There are a lot of possibilities for explaining why the beast chooses the avenue it does, the animalistic expression that it decides to inflict upon you, upon your flesh, and upon the world that has to look upon you. The elder Gangrel often look so bizarrely savage, they barely are recognizable. And the Gangrel that are older than them still might not even look like a human. They may just simply be an enormous wolf at all times, and their mind is so broken and fragmented and stunted and changed and devolved that they essentially are a wolf with man-like intelligence, a wolf that possesses a tremendous cunning and keen insight. However, it still has large operations off base instinct as opposed to creative thought. But still, that thought is there to allow it to solve problems in a tremendous fashion, along with unbelievable levels of vampiric blood and discipline. It's no simple wolf. It is truly powerful. So that is a particular way that you can bring across a Gangrel Methuselah, a wolf that just ravages and eats away amaranthing, whatever angers it upon its terrain, upon its territory. Gangrels are very, very territorial creatures. Remember, they are the most animalistic. But at the same time, you can play right against that. Not playing against types where you're just ignoring things, which is a horrible thing to do, but playing against types in a way where you embrace what is there, but flip the script on it and say, okay, there is this bestial aspect, but I am a man. I am striving to be the best of humanity. I am fighting the beast. I am chaining the beast. I am slaughtering the beast. I am doing everything I can to keep composure in myself. They fear the frenzy. They fear to unleash what's inside them. And that gives you huge possible role-playing gold there as a character. Like, you're almost like playing the Hulk. You're playing Bruce Banner and now wanting to let the Hulk out, not you're scared of what'll happen. And perhaps, you even devise your character in a way where, when it breaks loose, you're going to whoop that ass. But you keep away. You don't want to engage in physical confrontation. You don't want to be taunted with fire. You don't want to be pushed into the things that are going to push you to your level. You're going to keep away. You try to ensnare that beast so heartily inside yourself. That's a great way to play a Gangrel, to bring across something, to take the weakness and to work against it so diligently. You can also, on the other hand, just give in completely to it, just become monstrous. Have the strange wolfish ears or bizarre cat eyes. Perhaps you even have budding wings coming out of your back, all vestigial and stunted. You may have the fins of a fish coming off you, or whatever sort of aspect you go with. Try to make it consistent. Try to make it interesting, and don't definitely try to stay away from the bootiness, because you can become quite ridiculous. It should be disgusting, depraved, horrible what is happening to you. Not funny, not for an advantage, not any of that. It should be terrifying. Other players should be disturbed at the way you're losing your humanity, and you wear your loss of humanity directly upon your flesh, and they can see the curse of Cain taking its toll upon you. And that's something you really need to bring across when you're playing a Gangrel. Remember, vampire Roy Wolf's games are not designed to be hack and slash, and sadly the Gangrel often falls into the role of the hack and slash ranger. He's out there, barbarian, raging, getting his ranger on. For that lower level of player who doesn't understand or appreciate the fact that the character has so many avenues to engender a very high level of role playing, they just go, "Oh, Protean does aggravated damage with Clerd, bubba. I'm finna have me that." And you see that abused over and over and over again. You see so many characters that have no reason at all to have Protean. It's like, oh, well, I have 2 Protean. I'm trying to have them claws, son. Well, no. I want me some Protean. Protean also has other interesting abilities. When the first vampire character I ever made, I was 15, 16, and I played a Gangrel. And I said, "Oh man, you can turn into mist. You can turn into bat. Oh, that Protean is wonderful. That's really neat." I thought that discipline was really kind of captivating me. That's sort of looking at the Gangrel and all I'm doing. I'm like, oh, all right. So for me, like when I'm on a new system, I don't really try to. I'll ask a question. I'm not trying to spend like 1,000 minutes going through every option. I'm like, all right, well, that's the one I got. So, if it sucks, I'm still gonna make it cool. And if it doesn't, then I made a good choice. So. And then I'm looking at the Protean really captured me of the different abilities they have. And then I started looking at Gangrel. Oh, it's pretty interesting. And I've seen a lot of times the new players will gravitate toward either Gangrel or Bruja. Those seem to be the 2 entry level characters. I see some play Caitiff, which is a horrible idea. Do not play a Caitiff for a new character. Caitiff are very difficult to role play. They're going to cause a lot of social stigmas, but that's for another video. The Gangrel are often gruff. They often live out in the woods. One thing I really don't like, Gangrel are not friends with werewolves. In fact, more than likely, werewolves are going to be incredibly pissed because you are the walking worm. Werewolves don't need to use sense worm on you. They see you. You're a damn vampire. You're not breathing. You're digging yourself away from the glorious light of Helios. You are evil. So, you're an evil that is inside their woods. You are pollution. You are sludge. Now, even the White Wolf Riders took the weak road, took the lame sister road at times, but your main man is here to straighten out what may have been booty in the past. Werewolves don't like Gangrel. Gangrel are interlopers, intruders upon their pristine woods. The other licks at least have the decency to stay in their damn filthy cities. And werewolves can at least accord a modicum of respect to that. So, for Gangrel, werewolves should be a tremendous threat. At the same time, werewolves don't know anything about earth meld. Where do you go? Werewolves are savage, steroid-like using individuals that are very, very, very easy to distract themselves. So, the Gangrel should be fairly well easy to be able to give them a slip. The Gangrel shouldn't be getting killed like that. Not that there are werewolves in every woods. There shouldn't be. They should be in rare, strange places. The Gangrel very likely will never see a werewolf. Because if he did, it's not the one werewolf that's a problem. It's the other 8 of them that are there. And the Gangrels are loners. You see, that's not a good situation. Then again, with Protean, you can fly. With Protean, you can see in the dark. You can meld with the earth, turn into mist. These are great abilities. These are just wonderful stuff that can allow you some very interesting sights. Get into the way the mist is described, just coming around, a whole carpet of mist on the floor of an apartment or out in the woods or on the field, and you can really bring the horror out, particularly if your characters are hunters and you're hunting some kind of vampire and they have that Protean 5. Ooh, you can really do some stuff with that mist. And they're all, and then the form comes and it gets them, and it gets with them. The Gangrel, I think, are pretty similar. Camarilla, independent Sabbat, while you have city and country for Sabbat, while the city do have celerity and obfuscate, I suppose just to make them seem more hunters. I don't know why they wouldn't have animalism. It doesn't really make a whole great deal of sense to me, because animalism to me really is the same thing that's giving them their flaw, the same connection, that same sort of carnality that you can really express wonderfully with the Gangrel. A Gangrel can often be very sad, very put upon. That's often why many of them come off to be loners. They're very become introverted. They become depressed. You remember that's a very real state for someone who's a vampire. You're living forever. You get tired of things. You get bored. You just need to be away. But then when you're away, you isolate yourself. You cut yourself off. You start getting deeper and deeper and deeper into that well of depression. And those are very interesting aspects you can bring across in a Gangrel to really make the character come to life. Can I get away with that? Not intending it, but so still there it is. The character definitely has the opportunity to be very, 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 very powerful in terms of the physical confrontation. Potence, very easy discipline to add and throw in there. You already got fortitude. You already have that protean, which is, boy, a real slicer and dicer. And of course, physical characters are not a strong choice for your character overall in a White Wolf game. Yet the Gangrel can really pull off being quite physical. I've seen the werewolf hunter concept out of Gangrel. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't think there's very many vampires that are going to go around doing that. And they go, oh, this book says, no, let's look at it. Man, vampires are about self-preservation. You know how you get killed hunting werewolves? You'd be like, oh, where'd that guy go? Oh, he's hunting werewolves. Oh, we ain't going to see him again. I'm going to tell you this, my character is not going to do that. I understand the core idea of vampire. Preserve yourself. That ain't the way to do that. So, what you really want to do is play a person and interject some bit of feralness into that person. And maybe have them try to fight against it more so because they understand the beast better than any other clan because they live with the beast. They live closer to the beast. They submit to it and God in the woods, but they fight against it, trying to keep some shred vestiges of their humanity. And that is the real struggle of the Gangrel. It's not protean and attacking someone. It's the struggle inside themselves. Now, all vampires have that, but no other vampire clan has it to the level that Clan Gangrel does. And it really makes them very, very interesting and very tragic in certain ways, and even lends them an air of sort of savage nobility that can really create an interesting game, an interesting design for Gangrel. So there are some of my thoughts on how to bring about a member of Clan Gangrel in a more interesting fashion.